today, aka Padders, I'm making my way through. So this was, I keep telling you guys, this was, hey, Dal, psst, psst. What's up, buddy? I tried to shoot this as a video not long ago, and it failed miserably, so I'm just breaking up what the haul was. But essentially, my buddy and I, we went to a outdoor New Jersey comic book warehouse sale. These boxes, I think they were originally $100 each if you could fill up a long box. Dal, what's up, buddy? How you doing, dude? But if you bought like 4, they were down to $75 each, and that's exactly what him and I did. We put our two hauls together. We brought down the price a little. So I've been breaking it up, and you guys know today is Wildstorm Wednesday. We have just a stack here, and I got, again, like a really good deal. I'm trying to get underneath. We got a good stack of Wildstorm books. Most of these I've never laid eyes on before for different reasons. So let's hit the drawing table. Let's look through the stack together and rock and roll. Let's do this. This is what we do here on Wildstorm Wednesday. Well, aka Padders, we got a stack of Wildstorm. We paid a couple cents, right? We paid a couple cents per book. A lot of these I have to read, I have to research, I have to file away. I need them unbagged. I need them unboarded. We got some straight up curiosities of mine that I love purchasing for a very low price. So let's get into it. And we can see just off the top, we have Wildstorm New Horizons. Now, New Horizons was Wildstorm's last effort to bring people back into the fold that we can trace back to Wildcats issue 1. Warren Ellis, Travis Charest cover. Now, this is the second of the Wildstorm interlocking cover collections, our first one being Wells Portacio. And yes, this was published or reprinted or printed as a poster. I believe it was a 24 by 32 size poster, so, decent size poster. And here we have Stormwatch number 1, 1997. It's weird. Well, we don't call this Stormwatch Volume 2, but that's exactly what it is. Now, this runs till issue, I think, 10, right? At issue 10, we get this crossover. We get Wildcats Aliens. The backstory for that is the aliens infect the Stormwatch facility. They take out the entire team. And I'm talking to you about the aliens. And then Stormwatch Volume 211 launches into the Authority. This one, holy crap. I've been so curious about this one. Batman, Deathblow, Lee Barrejo. I can never pronounce his name, and Brian Azzarello. But Lee also did the Superman Gen 13. And you might not think of him as a crossover guy, right? Because he has more of a you would think he would more of a Punisher style, more of a guy on the street style, more of a potentially Deathblow style. But his work, it just moves. It looks great. He's one of the guys that the style may not draw you into the book, but once you start reading the book, you can't stop reading. I can't wait to read these. These are great. So I knew this one easy when I saw it. I know I need Zealot. Issue 2. I need issue 2. So now we can read the 3-issue miniseries, which essentially builds the character up as a true Wonder Woman, but more of an Eternal Warrior proxy, where she survived a couple of ages within the Wildstorm universe. So that's huge. I can't tell you guys how many times I had to put this down. Multiple huge comic book long box diving sessions I got the entire Mr. Majestic run, both volumes, and I had to give it up for space for other books. And the reason for that is, as much as and this to me was better than Superman at the time. It really was. Look, here they make him this UV suit so he can withstand the sun, and he has to fly through the entire sun. Really cool. Really awesome stuff. He fights a cosmic horror here. This is almost like a kaiju horror action story. This was a part of my exploration of the Man of Steel, because I would read this and then I would read the DC Superman. It all worked together. At the time, understanding Mr. Majestic is a Superman proxy. It was just awesome. It was fun. Some of my opinions about Mr. Majestic have shifted since I read this, but it doesn't take away the quality of this book. I got this just to be able to show it to you guys. Space gets limited sometimes. Wasn't sure, and I'm pretty sure I don't have Invincible Iron Man Volume 2, Heroes Reunited 3 or 4, Issue 12. I'm pretty sure I do not have this. And then, Terry Shoemaker and Ed Benes. Yeah, I 100%. I need to read this. Wow, look at that Doom. For everything they say about, and I kind of forget that Doc Samson and She-Hulk are present in, oh, look at that face-off, are present in Heroes Reborn. Nice. Shield carrier. Alright, AKAPAD. Oh, look, I love that Ant-Man design. And that's a Chap Yap design. Really cool stuff. Alright, guys, that's a good Superman 1000, or Action Comics 1000. Didn't get this for the interiors, even though I'm not sure, does Jim Lee even have, Jim Lee doesn't have any, he's got no pages in here. The guy who runs DC Comics that also draws doesn't draw a story in, wow, this is a John Cassidy story. Or page. Wait, hold up here. Right here. Here it is. Nice. They put the credits in at the end. Oh, that's awesome. Didn't realize that. John Cassidy, everyone. We just got this for the Jim Lee cover. I was never crazy about this cover. I just felt like it just seemed very quick in my eyes. How can you have a quick cover when it's Action Comics 1000? Total misfire there. So previously, I thought I had mostly wanted 1 through 5 or 1 through 6. I don't know how many issues this is, but the interiors. And guys, I get it. We always wanted to do Wildstorm Wednesday for Wildstorm proper, which is the Wildstorm universe that involves guys like Pike over here. That doesn't fly sometimes because curiosity killed the cat. When you're buying books for low pricing, you're buying cheap books. I try and get a range, and I've slowly been adding to the Wildstorm Publishing profile, which by the time I'm done with it will be a long box of its own. I'm going to do my best to find ways to bring these to you guys. We got Scorch #1, just from the Wildstorm Alumni. Amazing Brett Booth cover here. We've been hyper focused on Brett Booth recently because of those Rob Liefeld comments. Stormwatch, volume 5 now. I don't know if this would even tell us. This is the Jim Starlin. This is the New 52. Doesn't even mention it. Wow. There was a big run of them. I got the Lobo issues because I feel like, Lobo's getting a little bit more attention recently from the Supergirl movie. I want to do a little bit of a video run where I bring you guys Lobo's appearances in other books. and we did make ground on that during this super long box haul. X-Men number 9. How wild is this? This is one of the ones where we see a lot of images from this, right? Like, we see this pose a lot. We see this a lot. We see Gambit over there a lot. Like, we see this Wolverine a lot. And the wild thing is, this is one of the issues that visually I know, but I'm not 100% on what's happening with Ghost Rider, because it's Ghost Rider with with the Brood over here. I almost said Demon Knights, right? Like, really cool stuff here. I need to re-explore this issue, which is fine. Again, like, we see this a lot. Adjectiveless X-Men number 9. So, More Than Mortal, Other Worlds. This one, excuse me, guys. I need to grab some of this coffee. More Than Mortals. This shook me up. Not only do we have a John Stinsman cover, Dynamic Forces, Steve Fairchild, the colorist, he's on pencils in here. And I kind of forgot that he was a part of this micro franchise. This was pretty popular. These sold well. Thought it was nice. So, again, Wildstorm Alumni. Speaking of Wildstorm Alumni, we have Dark Star. Now, this is Larry Stroman. He's not Wildstorm Alumni, but we need Dark Star issue 1 when we showcase later Travis Charest when he comes on board. Again, we try and build into books when we talk about them and what happens after. So a lot of times there might be a landmark issue. What happens before and after is always of note. So speaking of that, we have some Dark Stars right here. We have 9 and 7. And we see for issue 7, Travis is in. He's in full credits here. So this is him. Here's the wild thing. I think Travis, under a DC deadline, his work here, I think, is better than Wildcats. I really do. But Wildcats, it's almost like you go where the attention is. So him bringing like some of this work to Wildcats was like it was hype. It was very impactful. And we don't have any Travis on the interiors here. We just have Travis for the cover, which is like, yeah, it's a Travis cover. Let's go. But yeah, you just want to make the argument that being in a real company, real editors, real deadlines, got the better work out of Travis. And we see this a lot. Technically, we see that with Rob Liefeld as well. So Black Ops, this was the big one. I'm pretty sure I got 1 through 6 here. That's 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And why is this big? Because Black Ops is, we're smack middle in the Wildstorm universe. This is a team that they spoke about. I don't. Their appearances. I want to say, Gen 13. Here's issue 1 here. And I never read Black Ops. I don't know what they're doing here. I mean, I can guess, right? We can all guess what type of adventure they're on. But Robert Norton kicking ass on pencils here. Like, guys. So this was huge. And I don't know, right? Like, this is Wildstorm universe, right? It's like the Black Razors, IO, Black Ops. Wouldn't it be nice if this is just a completely self-sufficient adventure that doesn't involve any of the bigwigs from Wildstorm. But let me stand corrected. I may be wrong with this being connected to the Wildstorm universe. Now it's on the web. Now it's Wildstorm web. Coming soon. Comics, creators. Wildstorm Emporium. News, art, trading cards, mail. That's wild. Cybernary 2.0. I just had to do this one. Because I remember, right? I remember digging the artwork for this. And we also have Harris. Harris is, guys, I mean, Joe Harris writing, Eric Conte drawing. Eric Conte, who has maybe one of the most, he might have the best social media account. But, you know, yeah, having a book by Eric Conte, Cybernary 2, we know the history of that character. We went through it on this channel. Go wild at the new Wildstorm website. Yeah, I just had to do it. And it clicked when I was looking at these that it was Eric Conte. So we got 1 through 6. And speaking of that, so I always get double Cybernary. This is not Cybernary. This is Deathblow. But I get double and triple these. Well, I need doubles, but because this is a flip book. And we want to, again, be able to file this under Deathblow, and we want to be able to file this under Cybernary. So I got this for the Cybernary side. And if you're not familiar, so this guy passed away super early. But well, I'm getting it. Here we go. I got a little brain fart on the dude's name. Nick Manabat. So there was like an artist edition that they put together for him that was sold through the Wildstorm Facebook group. So it was like special orders were taken and you know, was able to get printed and distributed. But yeah, Manabat became a little bit of a fascination just based on his style and his detail. And you kind of want to say his art is too dark to get printed. So that's a filing note there. All right, so Danger Girl is a Batman. We have to do this one. And the reason is it's drawn by Len Yu. And this is the Lemuel Francis Yu from Wolverine. They tried to put him on X-Men. But this is where you really believed that he was going to be the next giant talent in American comics. Because he had all the right shades of the 90s. He was like part Travis Charest. He was part Jim Lee. Perfectly Wildstorm. Great proportions. Any character that he drew, he could you know, add his like spin to it, which is something we always look forward to. One and done, just one issue. So this, we'll have to talk about this, but this, by this point, look, it's Wildstorm signature. Wildcats one. I just bought a second one of this just to kind of have it. This is the one and done. So this, when we go through this, right, they kind of get into these, like, that's the newer Stormwatch, that's the Authority, that's Wildstorm. We have Grant Morrison writing. But then we get into, like, the oddball stuff. And Wildstorm failed. They had a book called The Intimates. This is where Grifter's just drunk. The kid wakes him up. It's a nod to the original Volume 1, Wildcats number 1. But the idea that it's like, I always like this spread because it shows you how much Wildstorm has fallen, because what's the tone of like the universe? Do we let Wildcats lead the tone? Do we let the Authority lead the tone? Sure, they can all exist, but when it comes to superhero universes, we need something in lockstep, and there is such a juxtaposition here. And the new stuff, the new heroes, for years never hit with Wildstorm. But yeah, we get a pretty good nod to Wildcats #1. And then at the end here, right, we get this, like, Mr. Majestic shows up and he has this awesome helmet. But this is also the problem with, I always said, like, if you reboot the Wildstorm universe, never include Mr. Majestic. As much as I love the character, I believe he can exist. Like, make him exist if but put him out doing something else. I don't know. To me, the Wildstorm universe should never have a Superman proxy. So, New 52. So, way back, right, they did this, like, story. It was like this manga story where they kill Grifter. And we got the Authority here. That's Hawksmoor, right? We got the Authority. And I don't know what's happening in this issue, but okay. We got Grifter kicking down a door, walking, talking to a kid with glowing eyeballs. So, okay, it's just Grifter, Firestorm, and there you go. Green Arrow is dead. So, like, this is, I want to say, like, I'm not even sure what, like, Future's End is, but I'm pretty sure there's a Grifter story where he dies in Future's End. So I did that on the channel, and I got, I put it up in the Wildstorm Facebook group, and the moderator there, like, gave me so much crap because it had spoilers, and I ain't tell people that my review had spoilers. And I'm like, dude, grow up. So the new dynamics. This is Kirby from Backlash. Kirby came on board post JJ Kirby, but it's like Juan Veal Kirby. I always butcher his name. I always remembered this, and there was a little bit of a coloring style, like a manga coloring style, at this time, and we kind of see it also in that Mr. Majestic. Let's find that Mr. Majestic real quick, right here. See, and this is why it's cool to bin dive sometimes, because it's just a, like, like, it's a little bit of an exploration, and you can piece things together. But when it comes to the new dynamics, I don't know. And is the, like, this is Wildstorm universe. Like, I'm not 100% on who and what the new dynamics are. But are these the guys that show up in, like, where's that Wildcats comic? Like, who are these guys? I forget. Like, these guys. Like, are these the new dynamics? I don't know. Until by the time... Nah, I don't know. It just says they're random superheroes that were everywhere. Well, anyway. So, new dynamics. I have to explore that. I got for Alumni, this J. Sky Campbell Mage Knight Stolen Destiny cover by WizKids. We don't really care about the interiors, but we flip through. We're nice about it. Okay. We looked at the interiors. We want that J. Scott Campbell cover. And then Coup d'etat. I forget if Jim Lee drew. I think Jim Lee only drew one issue of this. But this is where the Authority, like, take over America. And Jim Lee does this really quick, like, Sharpie style. I call it his Sharpie style. But I believe this was 12 or 13 issues. It's a maxi series. Okay, four part featuring artwork. Okay, so Jim Lee Jim Lee. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. And what was the 12-issue maxi series where the Authority take over? We have Lynch here. But I thought maybe I'm just mashing things. So Jim Lee. Look at all, but see, we have guys, look, Ali Garza, Wells Portacio. Like, we have guys that can draw. So I don't know if Jim Lee draws anything more than issue 1 here. I don't think so. But there was a little bit of a time, and there was a couple like Vertigo covers that Jim Lee did in this like very quick. I mean, you can see the quickness here, right? Yeah, he had like a speed style that he was using at the time. There was a like a Death Blow for one of the Wildstorm hardcovers that has a similar style. So anyway, yeah, we'll wrap it up with Jim Lee. But guys, 2 long boxes worth of comics. I thought, I was hoping at the time my focus was going to be Malibu Ultraverse and Valiant, and I didn't get a lot of those with this run. So you kind of go where the wind takes you sometimes. I always said, like, our focus would not be the Wildstorm publishing for Wildstorm Wednesday. It would be Wildstorm proper, like the original Wildstorm universe. But we're kind of, we're reaching an end of that. So I don't know, like, let's kind of put together a couple other ideas to keep it going on the channel. But you guys seem to enjoy Wildstorm Wednesday. And maybe if Wildstorm Wednesday evolves outside of the Wildstorm universe, maybe it can capture a different audience as well. Love you guys. Rock and roll.